What up, what up? This is Ray Grand, your host, and you're listening to The Ray Grand Show, where we talk about redefining a disability and overcoming. I've been paralyzed from 22 years from bacterial spinal meningitis. I know a few things. That's right. Thank you for listening, and let's get to it. Good day, people. This is Ray Grand, and this is The Ray Grand Show. We have a special guest, Joshua Rucker, a.k.a. Ruck Dog, super competitive body lifter, my man from Oklahoma State University, my road dog. We used to ball it up. What's going on, Josh? How's it going?
Good, man. Things are real good, man. It's an honor. Awesome to talk to you.
Thank you for being on my show today, where we talk about clarity, understanding, and execution. So let's get right into it, Josh. So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you acquired your spinal cord injury.
All right, so I'm 36 now. I've been paralyzed 18 years, going on in September. 18 or 19. But you kind of lose thought after so long, man. It's been over half my life, So it's like you just kind of lose thought about it. But so I got in trouble in school. My dad told me to go get a job. I went and started working at heating and cooling. And then just my van went faulty. I had a big job. One day we had out in the capital where I'm living right now, Michigan, Lansing. And my van just went faulty. I lost control. My rear tire blew. When I lost control, we had so much weight in the van flipped head over heels 15 times. That's what the paper said. That's what they estimated it, after all the damage and stuff that happened to me and my cousin. I got ejected from the van, on the fifth. They say it had to be one of the fifth or sixth flips. And I flew up in the air. When I tried to come down, I tried to land on my feet. My whole spine and body just snapped like this. My cousin was still in the truck while it was flipping. He got stuck between the passenger and driver's seat. And we used to work with a chemical base. So his left side laid in the chemical and it just ate his flesh, his muscles, it was like an acid base. So he could walk and everything, but he had a lot of injuries. He had a lot of burns. He was in the hospital probably for a month, where I was in a coma for a month. I lived in the hospital for about 3 months, going through therapy, just learning how to live a new life, man, with a spinal cord injury and just never be able to walk again. Because for me, I severed my spinal cord completely. So they put 2 titanium rods and 10 screws in my back to hold me together, which all my vertebrae around that area, T9 to T9 to T12, all the vertebrae shattered. So they replaced them with screws and rods. So it's basically, how I got my injury, working and just trying to do the good thing after I already messed up in school and then ended up getting in an accident. And then after that, it's a long journey.
Yeah, I know. And then we met at Oklahoma State University. So tell me the transition from your spinal cord injury and into how you started to adapt and then get into adaptive sports.
Well, after my injury, I was really depressed and stuff, and didn't really know what to do. But I was always a competitive athlete. Growing up, my goal, my dad's goal, my mom's goal was I was going to be a professional football player, no matter what. People can say, oh, that's everybody's dream, but we were really doing everything. Other than really concentrating on school, which I should have been doing that more, I was just all about football, man. I woke up training before school. I would go to school. My dad, I'd come home. I had to take care of the house chores and stuff, and then I didn't get to go play with my friends. I was back to training, around the yard, pulling my dogs and stuff. My dad would hook up a sled behind me, make me pull up and down the street when it was snowing out. My sisters, they're all having fun. Yeah. And I was too. I was a young kid, but it was nonstop training, man. My senior year, the year I got in the accident, because I got in trouble in school, and I kind of just left school, because of all that trouble I got into. But before any of that stupid decision making, I was All-American, all-regional in football, wrestling. That was my, like I said, we were training me to be a professional football player. I had, the day of my accident, I had Detroit, Michigan arena tryouts. I would have made the team, man. I know I would have. Like, the guy came to my dad's work, blew me up about me, and blew up like all the information about me. Just was so excited, talking to my dad. My dad's like, "That's my son." He's like, "No way," because my dad used to own a parking lot for a strip club.
Yeah.
So all these guys would go to this strip club, and come to find the guy that I was trying out for the team, the owner went there and stuff and started bragging about this kid that he went. I know it's crazy, man. It's kind of like a dream, like I said. But then I was supposed to, that day of my accident, I was supposed to get off work early and go do the tryouts. Obviously, I never made it because I got in the accident. And that's kind of where everything came from, man. So I was depressed for a little bit, and I just talked to my mom and dad, and they kind of just said, you know what you have to do. Like, let's look for an activity. You like working out, you're into sports. Let's see what kind of disabled sports there are out there. And that's when I came across the basketball. Basketball was like the most popular sport at that time for people with disabilities. And I wanted wheelchair bodybuilding, but I wasn't that focused on it at that time. I went to wheelchair basketball, and that's where I just went with it, man. I started looking up online, looking up what can I do, and the biggest thing I found was college wheelchair basketball.
Let's talk about that, because that's the juice. That's the meat. Let's get into it, because me and you are similar. And at that time, I'm from the inner city, from the hood, and I came to Oklahoma State, and I had a lot of medical issues. But in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm not going back to the inner city, and I got to make something out of my life. And basketball was like my path. And then before I got paralyzed, I had that same mindset of like, whatever I do, I have to keep doing it over and over and over and over. And when I got on the court, it was war. Like, my mindset with me and you was similar, and we bumped heads, and that's why we want to talk. This is great, because we bumped heads, because if I seen something that wasn't done right, or it was like we at war. It's not time to hug you,
right,
and see you okay. Like, let's get this, let's win. And so I felt that with you, and I loved that passion. And me and you had, I don't know if we bumped heads, but I can't remember. All I remember was just, let's go. And then, what are you doing? And I just remember just us going back and forth. And I always admire that about you. And the funny part about it is we lived right across each other.
Yeah, we do. We do.
In the Brumley.
Yep.
If you remember. So tell me, what do you remember of that experience, of that competitive edge, and the yelling and the screaming and the go get it, and the
like I said,
function in our team? What do you remember?
That's what I meant. Like, I obviously I wanted to be the best. So when I went to college, my whole goal, even going to college, was to do my sport. I mean, my education, but it was more, I wanted to get to the USA wheelchair basketball. I wanted to be on the number 1-2 team in the United States of wheelchair basketball. So my journey when I first started Oklahoma was like, that was my journey. Like, I want to be the best. And as time went on, I kind of figured out the program. I got frustrated with the program, with the teacher, the coach, how everything was ran. I just felt like, over pressured with all that. Me and you, I think everything was good. I think we were good friends. I mean, everything was worked out. The only time we ever bumped heads is because, like I said, we were competitive on the court. You wanted to be the best. I wanted to be the best. We wanted the best for our team.
Yes.
But we also had a lot of frustration around us, like with the coach. I don't want to say her name, but the coach, frustrated us, where we kind of lashed at each other, where I'm trying to show you something, you're trying to show me something. I had my view and my way I wanted it, but you also did too. You see what I'm saying? And again, I felt like it came together as soon as we were done off the court, back at, when I did see you at the, dorm, laughing and giggling, we're making jokes. Yeah. And that was the thing, though. That's the thing now that I wish I would have knew more about your injury, your sore. Yeah. Because, I went through a lot of things like that too. But again, it was still kind of new to my injury, me going through that stuff, and I kind of was lost in my own world of what I was doing or where I wanted to go anyways. All my thought was, like I said, I wanted to be a USA professional disabled athlete. That was my goal. That's all I thought about. And like I said, anything else was just having fun and trying to get all the pressure or the stress I was dealing with me being injured at that time.
Nah, I respect it and I saw it, because that's one thing that I had the utmost respect, because you, like, I remember, I'm gonna say this, I hope you don't mind. I remember we was in a basketball game, Josh. Like, we was in a timeout, and you yelled, I don't know what I mean, but you yelled at everybody. I can't take this, and you just walked out the court. You walked out the court. I was like, yo, because you was so mad at how things were running, because we were getting our butt whipped. When I mean our butt was whipped,
we were going against Illinois.
Oh, there was so many teams. We got whipped by everybody. Like
it was a college. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was another one. It was an all girls team in Alabama. This was
Alabama. They are good. They're good.
And it was like you was doing your best, and you was just like, yo, you guys are not bringing it. And you were right. I don't think anybody was bringing it. Other players were kind of like low attitude, talking soft. Yeah. And you was at a 10, you're like, yo, what is going on? And the coach is saying something that you didn't necessarily agree with, which you was probably right. And you just can't remember, you threw the ball and you walked out. I'm like, you ready? Like, come on. And then we just started to play. But then at the end of the game, I'm like, man, I don't even blame him. Like, he's right. Like, you were right. I mean, we all had a right to be mad, because the way the dynamics, we all were going through a personal stuff, and the structure just wasn't there for us to succeed.
Yeah.
And with someone like me, you and I, that's so competitive, we need structure. We need that structure. We need someone to push us as well.
So take it to the next step real quick. Mm-hmm. That's why I transferred to University of Texas Arlington. So I left.
That's right.
I left Oklahoma State University, and I talked to Doug, and Doug was like, listen, if you come here, that's on your own, as long as you got your grades up, GPA, which I worked really hard at Oklahoma for that. So I did. I transferred there because I wanted structure. And let me tell you, man, it was a total different ball game. It was like heaven. The only thing was, it was the hard pressure of school. I had to do that really hard. But other than that, the ball playing, the teamwork, the commodity, the structure, this is what you're doing, it doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. Like, we had direction. I think I won second place 3 years in a row, man. I was in the championship game with UTA 3 years in a row, and we lost it. But it was the best time of my life.
Oh, man. I forgot that you went to UTA. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, yeah, Roland did tell me you was in Arlington and you went to Texas. Are you still living in Texas, or you're back in Detroit?
I'm back in Detroit right now. But real quick, so with me going to UTA, I got 3 USA tryouts. USA Paralympic trials I got. It was the best time of my life. And I made it to every tryout. I made it to the last cut. But I never made the top 12. But I made it to the last, I think it was 15 people. And then they cut it down to the last 12. And then they cut me. Man, I was so happy. I never made the USA team. But you know what? I got the chance. I got to go hang out with those guys. I got to train with them. It was the best experience ever. And it really all started because of Oklahoma State University.
Yeah, see, I'm glad that you noticed that, to see the gratitude with every situation, regardless, there's always something to take something positive from it. So what was the inspiration? I know you told me a little bit about when you younger, the competitive edge, but what sustained that competitiveness? Because I could be honest, some of that started to leave a little bit, and then it re-energized as I started to understand my why. So what is your why for you to stay competitive and now in bodybuilding? And what was the inspiration to get into bodybuilding after basketball?
Just kind of who I am. It's kind of that. I don't know how to explain it more, but more and more interviews I do, and people ask me, I was like, what was I? I was shouted out by there's a TV show, Right This Minute. They did an interview with me Right This Minute on TV and everything, and they asked me the same thing. What is your motivation? What makes you go every day like this and that? And I don't know, but I kind of just feel like it's just me. It's just who I am. It's just kind of, I'm going to say this. My family's overweight. My dad was 900 pounds at one time, had his stomach cut.
Whoa, stop for that. You said 900 pounds.
Probably even bigger than that. Probably like 950. Yeah. Yeah. Big guy. Still mobile. Still could do everything.
Whoa. 900 pounds, still mobile. 900 pounds is like, that's.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like three people. We used to have like
How tall?
6'3".
Okay.
Big guy though, big guy. And he's still probably he's probably like 500 to be honest. He had his stomach cut off, did the surgery, got way more mobile, but just went back to his old eating habits and stuff, Mm-hmm. But the whole time of me growing up, man, it was so funny because people would see my dad and they make fun of me and stuff, but he totally did the opposite for me. I was always active. He made me active. Just taught me that hard work, no matter what it was, hard work and labor, hard work and training, just for your body, just to be big and strong, just to be like that. I never was taught all the health stuff that I know now about working out, exercise, eating healthy, and all that stuff. But I do know that, it's just how I've been bred. I was breeded this way. I was just bred to be working out and stuff. And yes, as time went on, with my injury, I lost that focus. But why I keep it is my feelings, is how I feel, if that makes sense. How I'm so active, how I'm independent, with the disability, the things that I can do, the things that people see now, which my vision is now, inspiring, motivating people just to live a better life. And I think exercise is really crucial. It takes away stress, this and this. I'm just trying to spread that. That's what gets me going every day. I love that feeling. It's like a drug. It really is. It's like a drug. People ask me, it's a drug. I love that pump. I love feeling like this. I love looking in the mirror, seeing my cuts. I love seeing that little ball in my arm. I'm like, oh, shoot, take my shirt off. Yeah, take my shirt off, and I'm in a wheelchair. I got a little bit of abs. All right. I look all right. It's confidence in myself. And that's what pushes me every day to keep doing it. I'm not as competitive as I used to be anymore. I'm not competitive like I used to be. I don't want to be number one in the world. I did that. I competed my butt off. It was hard, and I won the world title in CrossFit, adaptive athletes. I went against able-bodied guys that were amputees, single amputees. I beat them. I won the world title in CrossFit. But see, that's the thing, though. That drive for that, I don't have that much anymore. But I do have a drive every day just to be a better person, to keep being strong. I want to be 50, take my shirt off, and still look good, in a wheelchair. And I think that's even harder. So that's my drive every day, Ray. My drive is seeing people like you inspire. Got a show, the Ray Grant Show, and trying to inspire and motivate people just to be a better person.
I love it.
That's what life's all about, man. That's what I love, and that's what motivates me. I'm telling everybody in your show, I kind of, I had a lot of stuff going on, and I had an interview with you, and, some things happened, but I felt bad, and it's been haunting me. So I hit you up the other day, and I was like, I got to do this with him. I'm going to help him, like he says in your show. Let's inspire people. This, to me, right here, we're inspiring people. Whoever watches this, whoever sees this, listens to this, they can see the excitement in me, my passion. That's what matters to me now, man, and that's what drives me every day.
I love it. And I would say this, you inspired me indirectly, because there was a time, literally, I was in the hospital for a year dealing with the pressure sores and stuff, and it took me a while to get back to my competitive and my just getting in shape. And now it's been 3-4 months where I've been consistently working out. Adam as well. And it inspired me to be like, all right, come on, Ray, let's get back. And I'm looking at y'all, I'm like, oh man, these dudes. And I'm like, and I kind of was like, Ray, what are you doing? Get up. I'm like, I'm kind of over that competitiveness. And it finally just clicked one day. It says, it's not about just being competitive, it's about being alive, feeling good.
Yes.
And once I got back into it, I'm like, oh, this is what I feel good.
And you can always be competitive in some way. I want to bring up something real quick, because you kept saying that. Yeah, I started following you and watching you about your pressure sore and stuff. You know, we lost a good friend for pressure sore.
Oh, yeah, that.
You know, Joe Mira. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not going to lie. I was worried about you for a while. You know, I wanted to actually reach out in the moments of me going through stuff in my life and with Joe to try to just say, because like, Joe lost that battle. Like, Joe lost the battle of pressure. You know, he really did.
It's going to get real personal right here. So this is what happened, right? I was dealing with the pressure sore in Oklahoma, and I was going to the doctor every week. And then Joe was dealing with it too. And then we both crossed paths back to back. We didn't even say a word, and we just looked at each other like we knew, like, yo, like, we could die. Like, and literally I felt it, but you know, I didn't know how to articulate it at the time. Cause in your mind, you mad, but at the same time, you're talented. But at the same time, you're like, I'm not about to, you know, cry about it or whatever. And as soon as I was done with school, not even done with school, I went back, I had to leave school, come back, get surgery, come back to school, finish school, then again had to deal with it. And then it was at a point when I saw Joe died and then my father died. I said, okay, Ray, you got to make a choice. It's either you're going to live or die. And so every day I wake up, I make the choice to live. And then so when I decided to live, and then I started to really deal with things like, you know what? If I'm going to live, I'm going to have to show it like, yo, you have to live it. And then now it's inspiring people and seeing you and then Adam. And then when Joe passed, like you said, I literally looked, I was like, yo, that could be me. And I said, I ain't ready. Yeah, I love Joe, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Yeah. You know, and that's what I said. I mean, I deal with pressure sores too all the time. Like no matter how much working out I do, no matter how much eating I do, like goodness, anything, it's still, I feel like my lower extremities are just shrinking away. And I get pressure sores too to this day. All the time. I just have
7 years I've been clear.
Really?
7 years.
Man, I'm so bony.
I used to get them every year. 7 years clean.
You sit only on a Rojo?
Rojo. I mean, I'm a person of faith. You know, I mean, you know, when at college, I remember I was blasting the worship music. You're like, Ray, I like that. I like that, man. Keep it up.
Hey, that's another thing too. A lot of things have been more successful in my life and stuff because I turned more to faith. Because I've gotten rid of. I don't drink anymore. I don't go to parties. I don't do none of that anymore. Right. Just because it's better for me. It's better for me and my environment. You know, I'm like you. I've been from the hood. I've been brought up bad, you know, doing drugs and drinking. I don't want to be that person no more. So I had to cut out some people, friends, and family. Wow. So I want to be a better person. I want to inspire and motivate people to be a better, you know, in themselves. And whatever that may be. It could be a musician. It can be an artist. It can be a professional basketball player. It can be whatever. It can be just showing people how to do something. We need more of that kind of things in our world. You know, I think it will better if everybody worries about themselves and betters themselves and their health and what they got going on. I think it will better everybody around them.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. So let me transition to this. So I was saying, because I know you got married. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So my question is to you, who knows you best, Josh? Because you said you're not as competitive. You accomplished all these things. I can understand that. You're transitioning and you're looking more in the mirror and being reflective, like I'm being better for me and not necessarily going after, you know, being number one, because you are number one today for you. When you look in the mirror, you number one. You looking great to me. You know,
thank you.
You're articulate. You're the man. You know, everything. You're consistent. You're consistent in what you do. Like, you live this. Like, I see you putting in that work. That's not something, like, you live it. Like, yeah. And not too many people can say that, because I wasn't, and I paid the consequences. Now I am. But you've been consistent for a long time, and I admire that about you. So
who
knows you best?
My wife.
Yeah.
My wife knows the best. Better probably even my mom. My wife, man. She's my everything. We've been together 10 years, married 7.
Oh, wow.
It's been that long. Yeah, it's crazy. We just had our anniversary Friday, the 14th. 7 years married.
Wow.
She knows me the best. She knows me the best, man. She, like I said, my biggest accomplishment was becoming an IFBB pro wheelchair bodybuilder. That right there is history. There's only 32, maybe, I think, maybe 27 professional that can actually say they are professional disabled wheelchair bodybuilder pro.
I don't know what that means because I'm not into the body. So break that down to me. What does that mean? Because I don't know too much about the body.
The only sport in the United States that you can actually say you're a pro is wheelchair bodybuilding. Like if you play wheelchair basketball pro, you got to go overseas, right?
Got it.
But in the United States, they have pro wheelchair bodybuilding, IFBB. So the able bodies have a division for it's disabled. It's like I said, disabled wheelchair bodybuilding. I got endorsements. I got sponsorship. You know, as long as I was staying top 4 in the world, because you compete against the world. It's not just people in the United States. People come from France, Germany, United Kingdom, all over here. Like the number 1 wheelchair bodybuilder right now is his name's Harold Kelly. He's in Texas. The number 2, he's in another country, and he's like God over there. It's crazy because we're unique. It's the only sport for a person with a disability to say, actually, I'm a professional disabled athlete.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah. Oh, dude, it's crazy. Like when I go, okay, if you look up the Arnold Classic, you have to be a professional bodybuilder to go to the Arnold Classic. I'm a professional wheelchair bodybuilder. I took 4th last year, 2019. I met Arnold Schwarzenegger on his stage. He came up and shook my hand, took pictures with me, put all of us on his what was it? Not Twitter, Snapchat. We were on Arnold Schwarzenegger's Snapchat, bro. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
I can't explain to you, man. I had supplement companies paying me to use their supplements. You know, just say, you know, hey, I use this protein. Wear their clothing. Go to expos just to
travel.
Oh, travel. They pay for it, dude. It was unbelievable. But like I said, as time, you know, I started getting only, like I said, 4th, 5th. The sponsorships ain't there as much because it's not. If this makes sense, it's popular as able-bodied pro bodybuilding, but not as popular. It's starting to revolve. So now that we're at the Olympia is like Super Bowl for bodybuilders. We're there now. It's the biggest ever. You're talking 300 to 500,000 people are at this event watching the pro bodybuilders.
What? And you said how many? 300,000?
Oh, 300 to 500,000 more. Look up the Olympia. It's unbelievable. So it's going to be here in September or October in Las Vegas, Nevada. They're going to do it. It's huge. So it's the biggest, like I said, professional able body event. But we have a division for wheelchair bodies. There's probably going to be about 8 to 9 guys there that are the pros. And you're talking, they're going to be big and shredded, man, like looking unbelievable. And it's history. It's history, man. It's unbelievable. It's history. It's like, wow.
Well, you in the history books, man. Congratulations. You earned it. You deserved it. You worked your butt for it.
Let me just tell you, finish up. I'm sorry I'm talking a lot. So with that being said.
This is the point. This is why we here.
Yeah, so my wife, man, she's the one that drove me to be the pro. You know, it got hard. We should have been divorced. You know, there's times that I did not want to do nothing but wake up, eat 6 meals a day, and just train bodybuilding. And that's all I wanted to be was the best. I wanted more sponsorships. I wanted more endorsements. And it kind of got like, now I got to a point where I'm so confident in my disability and my life that I wanted everything now. And I let it consume me a little too much. You know, it took over, like I said, my life with my wife, our relationship, and I kind of had to back down a little bit, like, because it takes that much focus to be the best, to be the number 1 in the world, you know. And then when I let that pro division kind of get to my head, like I'm a pro now, I want to be the best, I got to be this, and this, I got to do this. But it started affecting a lot of other things, you know. It started affecting, like I said, my health. I was so eating just potatoes, rice, and meat. I wasn't even eating no greens or nothing. I was just trying to be big and strong and shredded. And then I ran into health problems. I ran into digestion problems. And that's when I really started getting more focused on like my health and I got, I'm certified nutritionist, certified personal trainer, certified adaptive CrossFit trainer, because I wanted to teach people that exercise and nutrition are number one. A lot of these bodybuilders, able-bodied or even in a wheelchair, that are competing are very unhealthy because they're not giving their bodies the nutrient. People think they're healthy by eating like egg whites, chicken, and broccoli. Your body's missing so much nutrients, it's not even funny. I've learned now my focus on life is teaching people that, even yourself, I can actually cure you and your disability. I feel like I can make us all live longer, sickness-free and disease-free by what we eat and what we consume.
That's good, man.
That's my main focus.
I love it.
I'm actually even back in school, Ray. I'm back in school for nutrition. I want to get a bachelor's in nutrition.
So are you back in Detroit in school?
Yeah. I'm taking online courses right now, just a community college. I've just been taking, just building up because I got so many credits from all the colleges I've done. Mm-hmm. It's just the classes that I don't have and I need to kind of like boost up to get my bachelor's in science, science nutrition is just little things here and there. I'm taking, nutrition courses now, like all these nutrition courses now, because I got everything else out of the way,
I love it. So let's say this, you're really building a legacy. So what does Josh want to be remembered for? Because the resume is impeccable.
I appreciate it.
It's impeccable. What do you want to be remembered for?
I just want to be remembered inspiring and motivating people just to go after your dream. That's what I do on I have a YouTube channel and I've really been focused on it. I'm almost up to 1,000 people following me.
It's good.
It's crazy because I use all these platforms just to get my vision out there. I'm trying to blow up on YouTube, but again, I do so much for everybody. Like I want to just help out everybody with anything I can. So that's what I want to be remembered by, like inspiring and motivating people just to go after your dreams, go after your goals, be the best person you can be, whatever that may be. It can be, like I said, you can want to be a musician, go ahead. You want to be a rock star, you want to be an artist, do it. You want to be a pro basketball player, a pro football player, do it. You want to be a multi-millionaire, do it. You want to be a famous YouTuber, do it. Whatever you want to do it, man. Go after it. Don't let people stop you. Don't let people's vision, people's just bad aura or whatever it is affect you from doing what you want to do. Go after it. And that's what I've learned. I've been so successful in my life. Basically, I've been living off of I'm an investor. So I sued my company a long time ago when I got hurt. I took that kind of money and I just invested it. Over years, man, now I'm setting my life where I can just live off my investments for the rest of my life and just keep doing that. And I want to show people, like, listen, man, I worked hard. I struggled in college, living off $1,000 off of, disability. I was getting $1,000 a month, man, trying to live off that through college.
Yeah, I know.
Plus whatever we were getting through our college, funds or whatever we were getting and all the other stuff we were taking out. Like I struggled, I went to work. I worked an 8 to 5 job with my disability, learning my disability, peeing and pooping on myself. Like I did all that. I worked my butt off, but I worked hard. And that's what I want people to see. Nothing comes easy. Your success, who you are, who Ray Grant is, like people don't know your clothing line. Like I've been jealous of you for so long because I've always wanted a little clothing line. I think that's wonderful. I think you should do anything you want, no matter how small, how big it is, because it's fun. It shows other people, I did a YouTube video saying, hey, everybody should start a YouTube channel because you never know. You can inspire and motivate someone in some way. You can teach someone something. You can help someone that has depression, someone in my situation, someone in your situation. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, 1,000% right.
That's who I want.
Nailing it.
To be remembered by, man. That's who I want to be right now. Like I'm just this big positive guy. I believe in faith. I believe in God. And if you don't believe in me, then hey, God bless you. And I wish you the best because I'm going to keep doing me still. Because look at me. I'm happy and I'm living life, man.
You are living life. I've been seeing you for years. You've been flexing on them for years. Here go Josh on Instagram flexing. Facebook flexing. Flexing. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the energy, man. I love the consistency. I love what you're doing, man. Keep on doing it. If anybody's who everybody's listening, where can they contact you? Where can they follow you? Where can they connect with you in any way through your social media platform or any way if they wanted to contact you?
Appreciate it. Yeah, man. You can check me out on just look up Joshua Rucker, JOSHUARUCKER on Facebook. You can reach me at Ruck1313, RUCK1313 on Instagram. I got a YouTube channel, man. I'm just trying to inspire and motivate people. Like I said, if my channel blows up, man, I want to help out everybody. I want people just to see, like, you can just have fun with life, man. And that's what it's all about. You can check me out there at Ruck Mode, RUCKMODE. Man, and just I got tons of social medias. Like I said, I play around on TikTok. I got a video on TikTok over 150,000 views.
Wow.
And I'm doing pull-ups in my wheelchair. And all I just showing people is, hey, never give up, man. Life's hard for everybody. But it's all about how you deal with it in your own situation and how you just take that negativity or whatever happens to you in your life and you just got to go with it, man. You got to stay positive, because I know staying positive with our sores, with our troubles in life, it's made us successful, man. Because if we let the failures, or if we went the wrong way, we wouldn't be here right now talking to each other, enjoying this moment, laughing and giggling, going over old memories.
Yep.
So I mean,
I love it. And I know Josh as Ruck Dog.
Yeah,
the big
Ruck Dog,
baby. So thank you, Josh, for coming onto the Ray Grant Show. I hope everybody who's listening that got some really jewels that Josh done broke down. And thank you so much, man. God bless you, man. And until next time we meet again, this is the Ray Grant Show. I love you guys.
That was a great interview with Joshua Rucker. As always, let's break it down, the GPA takeaways, and let's start with gratitude. One of the major things that I learned interviewing Joshua with his gratitude, he was grateful to have the scholarship to play at Oklahoma State University, despite the fact that he didn't receive what he wanted. However, playing at Oklahoma State was the launching pad for his wheelchair basketball career, as well as his adaptive sports journey. Joshua was very, very, very grateful, and that's important. So I want you to think about, what have you started that you did not necessarily like, but you can be grateful for? And ask yourself that question. And the next step would be, is perspective. The takeaway perspective I noticed that Joshua had, he said that his family dealt with being overweight. However, with somebody who can see that his dad was overweight, he could have took on the approach and also became overweight. Instead, he looked at that perspective and took the opposite, and he ate healthy, he exercised, he spread being active throughout the disability community. He was about being better. He understood that it was hard, but he said nothing comes easy. And if it is too easy, then is it really worth having? So, great perspective from Joshua. And also, the next thing would be attitude. What was his attitude? Joshua's attitude was super inspirational because he was consistent in his work ethic, consistent in his exercises, consistent on showing up and being the best version of himself. Like, our mission statement is to show up grand, and that's what Joshua Rucker did. He showed up grand. He had a gratitude for making the decisions and trusting his decision. He had the right perspective on looking at the positive things and what to do right. And he had the great attitude of consistency. He showed up the best version of himself, which is he showed up grand. Thank you, Joshua Rucker, for having GPA and allowing me to interview you and being on the Ray Grant Show. And continue, to those who are listening, to show up grand and have gratitude, perspective, and attitude.
Thanks for listening. If you like something that you heard, please leave a review. Oh, one more thing.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Love y'all.